All right, I can open this one if you want.
All right.
You want me to do the countdown and be all fancy and?
No, we do need to do that because I'm telling you, it's the easiest way to sync this up.
I'm sure it is. All right, I'll do the countdown and I'll start the show. Just give me a second here and I'll figure out what I want to do. Because all right. Okay. All right. All right. In 5, 4, 3. Hey, this is Joe and Tom from Drunk Under the Sun.
Another funky funk drunk episode coming to you courtesy of Drunk Under the Sun.
And then your life's work could have been ahead of you.
Tom and Joe from Drunk Under the Sun.
Join us every week on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify.
Yeah. Podcast that's about anything and everything under the sun.
Check it out.
Joe's drunk.
Yeah, we both are fucking drunk.
Stop it.
Hey, welcome back to Drunk on the Sun with Tom and Joe. I did that backwards. No. That's
Nope.
right. Never mind. Anyway.
Narcissist motherfucker.
No. But anyways, I've been too consumed by thinking about all the fucking advances in technology that we've seen. Back in the day, we used to, see movies like RoboCop and shit like that with cyborgs and
so
whatever.
Good.
But it was the future. That stuff didn't exist. And we'd be thinking, man, wouldn't that be so cool if you could be like part robot and shit? Anymore.
That would be cool.
With
I still
prosthetics.
think that'd be cool.
It's happening, though.
It is happening.
Told me back then that a dude with a prosthetic arm was controlling this robot shit with his mind. With his mind?
Yeah, I seen that.
And when you pop it on, like, that's pretty crazy. Like, how is that working?
It's dope. It's neuroreceptors.
Yeah, I know that. But, like, that's science fiction.
Now it's science truth.
It is. But back then,
science
we would
fact.
have been, our mind would have been blown. We were like, holy shit, it's like RoboCop.
Yeah.
So with anything like that.
Well, not just RoboCop, we've been all kinds of shit.
I know. But still, it's the same thing as Cyborg.
Yeah.
Because that was like fantasy back then.
Exactly.
But now it's reality. After you can control stuff like that with your mind, what's stopping people in the future from somehow being able to keep the brain alive, like in that other RoboCop robot in part 2?
That was having the drugs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But keeping a brain alive in a robot body. Like, what's stopping that from happening?
That's a very good point, because that does seem viable.
If you can control a robot arm with your mind, why can't you control a robot body with your mind?
Because what keeps the mind working?
Well, blood and some kind of nutrients, probably.
So if it had nutrients pumping to the brain, it would never stop.
You would imagine. You would think so. At least that's what I'm thinking of.
That reminds me of the guy in Ninja Turtles. Remember the fucking mutagen guy? No, not Krang. there was a toy that it was Ninja. He had like his body parts floating in this thing. He had like a body that moved and shit. Yeah,
I think I kind of remember that.
Anyways,
but what's stopping that from happening? Couldn't you just
That's
like
trippy.
if you put like say in your forearm, your robot forearm, you could put like a vial of nutrients that would go up to your brain, and you could recharge that every so often.
oh dude, that's trippy.
Like, wouldn't that be wild if you could? What is stopping that though? Like,
yeah,
in
but
the
would
future,
you think you would have like consciousness with that?
I would imagine. I think it would be everything that you were,
So
but
you
just
wouldn't.
with a robot
But
body.
what if it was just a brain with no eyes? Because your
But you
brain
have like camera eyes, I would imagine,
that connected to your
brain somehow.
that triggered those
things.
Those receptors.
You'd have like sensors in your brain that would just connect to everything, or just connect like your spinal cord would.
All I gotta say is wow.
Wouldn't that be wild?
Yeah.
But what's stopping that? I was just thinking about that arm, and like,
I guess the only thing that's stopping it is just the technology.
Yeah, the technology.
Like, do we have
what
it takes
now.
to be able to like have a husk? Because that would entail like you'd have to have a husk that keeps all that shit together and is able to process it and filter it. Like you have to have a filter because there would be wasted. There's got to be some sort of waste.
Yeah.
So you got to get rid of that.
Yeah.
There's got to be something, right? So I don't know.
But technology-wise, I think it would be possible.
But I mean, maybe
in the future.
No. Maybe now.
Maybe. I know.
I mean, we have all kinds of filters.
I know what they could do in this technology. Since you're using your mind, you could make a suit like Xavier wore in Fatal Attractions. Charles Xavier.
Yeah, I know.
They can walk.
I know what you're talking about, but most of them don't.
I know, but he did it in the cartoon too and other things. But he had
made
a
him
mechanical
walk.
suit.
But it also goes with the TV series Mantis. Remember that?
Yes.
That's the exact same thing.
Yes,
the TV
you're right.
series. He had the
that.
suit that fucking was triggered into his spinal cord.
Yes.
That triggered the fucking his movements.
Yes.
He'd be able to move his legs because he was paralyzed.
Exactly.
And then he put that suit on.
Man, I forgot about that
Mantis.
shit. He was
Mantis.
a superhero.
It was a superhero show. Yeah, that was dope.
That was cool, but I didn't think of that. But yeah,
I see what you're saying.
That could be possible now.
Yeah,
people that are even quadriplegics, they would have like a mech suit. Like right now, it'd probably be pretty clunky.
It'd be clunky as fuck.
But it's possible.
If not, crush you. Like it did. I think it did that. There was a movie I saw where they put like an exoskeleton on and like crushed the person inside.
I think that's RoboCop.
I think it is RoboCop. And like crushed him. It's like, ah! It's like, shit! Don't use that one!
But it's possible. I think they might even have a mech suit right now. But it's not for quadriplegics. I think it's like an exoskeleton, like
on Avatar.
No. Yeah, something like that, but not as big.
It's probably like the one on Aliens.
Yeah,
with Sigourney Weaver's in it.
A little bit smaller.
Sigourney Weaver's in it. And it's like, it's like this alien's gonna dodge it. No, it didn't dodge it. How did it not dodge that?
But I think it's a smaller version of that. Even I think I've seen a show with that. But anyways, that'd be wild.
That would be wild.
But I've also seen a lot of things. I saw this. I don't even remember what the name of the show was. It's also on PBS. It was about human genes and how we're able to basically manipulate them now and like change different things in our DNA.
Well, see, I've seen a special on PBS that they took chickens and ostriches. They were taking ostriches, embryos inside the egg and changing certain chromosomes.
Yeah.
And they would take away the feathers and they would give them tails and they were making them into dinosaurs, dude.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Straight the fuck up. It was a PBS special. Like straight up. And they would show it because they would do these tests and like they would show all these different ones and like certain ones and they were like, we knew how to manipulate it to where they knew what chromosome caused the teeth. And this bird would grow teeth.
Wild.
It was fucking with the genomes.
Wow.
Fucking with the genomes. Just like what you're saying.
Yeah, okay, well.
Identical to what you're saying.
They found this protein they call it crispin, but it's an anagram for whatever it is. And it's easy enough to where they can put this part of DNA on there and go in there and replace other parts of it. And it's wild because like single cell diseases like sickle cell's one, and then there's another one that are just like there's different ones. There's a couple of them, but there's just one like little thing that needs changed on the gene, and that's it to make this disease happen.
Yeah.
And on single ones like that, they can potentially just go in and change it and cure people.
Right.
Essentially. But other ones are bigger,
It's more intricate. Especially like HIV and shit like that.
Exactly. They're bigger. There's more shit that needs to be done, but on the simple ones, you can just potentially go in now or close to now and go in and just change it.
I mean, when was the last time you really heard of someone dying of sickle cell lately?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right.
It's been a minute since I've heard anything like that.
But they were talking about all the different like ethics to it because we can technically change a baby, not greatly, but to an extent that it'll pass on this DNA and it's going to affect our evolution essentially because we change DNA and it cuts things out.
Well, see, with that being said, do you think it's a right for someone to do that?
Exactly, and that's a big question that they talk about. Because the whole ethics.
You can change. You know your child. You can change your child's eye color, hair color before they come out. All you got to do is insert that fucking that gene.
Exactly.
Because it's malignant of our fucking pigments and whatever.
Yeah. But that was a whole big ethical question. There are certain things that we can do, but should we do that?
Wow. I mean, it's tampering.
Yeah, it is. But a couple of years ago,
if you're an atheist, then it doesn't matter.
China did it.
Look where we're at now. China fuck with some shit, and now we got fucking some bullshit going on.
I don't remember where or when or what year, but look it up. China fucked with twins' DNA to make them, I think, potentially smarter and something else with some kind of disease.
One was a serial killer. The other was a fucking rabid lunatic.
But they've been born and they've been genetically altered over there. And that's going to affect all their offspring. Yeah. Anyone directly, from them. This is the dawn of fucking mutants, I feel like. People go messing around. Like, imagine what down the road evolution could do if we're fucking with shit.
I mean, that's true because if you gave, like, what makes us strong.
Yeah.
Or, like, adrenaline bursts with your amygdala or something, if you did something with that,
like you could control it or something, and pass it on to somebody else.
It's very possible,
like
man.
It can go anywhere.
I think it's possible.
I think it is possible, and
I am down with it, and I'm down with that. So if I could, because if I could become a mutant and I could have powers,
but you wouldn't though. Your offspring would.
Yeah, but if they knew how to manipulate with the genes, they could manipulate with the genes that I have right now to maybe enhance me.
Yeah, enhance you. Okay.
Now, if I die in the process, so be it.
But I could have been awesome.
I could have been Sabretooth, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. Essentially,
that's like gargoyles, like the cartoon gargoyles, the pack.
Every
single one of them
he's right.
got enhanced.
Exactly.
I so would do that. Whether it's cybernetics, mutant genetics, or splicing of my fucking DNA. Yeah. I'm down to do it.
Anything to
if it makes me cool.
If it improves you.
Improves me, yes. Yeah. So if, especially like sense and like smell, like if there was something you could do to enhance my fucking smell, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, as long as it doesn't kill me.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I see
as long as it's safe.
But are you safe okay with like if you were going to have a child to pick out certain things?
No, that I don't because I'm not a perfectionist. Now somebody who is,
they're not there yet, by the way. But anyways,
but what I'm saying is like, what you're saying is, do you think that they have a right to go in and fuck with their shit?
Yeah.
Because the question you just asked me, would you do it? No,
I would. Do it?
No, I would not. But there are people out there who would.
So do you think they have the right to do that? If it's their kid, it's kind of sketchy. I feel like
that's where it gets sketchy because it is their kid.
Yeah.
So, but that's where
it should be more of a choice of the individual.
But what I'm saying is, if that's your kid that you want them to do, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of a form of slavism, right? Because it's like, that's my kid. Yeah. I own them. I own them. When you say that's mine, you own it.
You're right. You're right.
So that's my kid. I own that kid. Well, that's your kid, but you don't own it. You don't own a kid. It's still a human being that has a right to go do and develop its own way.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm kind of like,
I see what you're saying.
I don't know because then you're like, you don't consider it a human life. You consider it an asset, or you consider it a prize. You consider it something to. Why would you want to change it?
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to be like, I want it to be I want everyone to look at my kid and go, look, they got the best one.
Yeah. Okay.
They got the best one. Yeah. He ain't got no blemishes, right? Yeah. So that's where it gets fucked up.
That is a good point. That's a very good point. So it's more like a tattoo situation. it's your choice for your personal being.
That's totally different because it's not a tattoo situation. Because a tattoo, like if my kid came at me and said, "Hey, Dad, I want to get a tattoo."
I'm just saying. I'm saying as like for the individual, it's their choice if they want something done to them or not.
Yeah, because
it's their sole choice, not even yours.
It's not even yours.
Yeah,
it's not your choice. That's why it's the same as this is the same argument for abortion as it is for changing. Right, it is. It's the same argument because it's like, yeah, it's your choice to kill your kid.
Yeah,
right. You're killing something.
Yeah.
But was it their choice to be grown in your stomach? No, it was not their choice. So you have to deal with that, right? And it's the same way. It's like. It's the same. It's the same way. It's like my kid's gonna come out with black hair because both of his parents had black fucking hair, but they want their kid to be blonde hair.
Yeah.
Did the kid get to make that choice?
No. You're right.
You're making it, and it's not. Now you're placing your values more important than this person, and that's where it comes fucked up.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's where the murky waters come in.
Yeah,
it's murky waters.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But it's just wild that...
if I had the choice to make my hair blonde, let's do it.
Okay.
Or make if I have a choice to do it and you can do that, then so be it. You know?
Yeah.
That I have no problem with.
That is fair.
I have no problem with. Like there's a fucking corporation out there go, "Hey man, we can give you guys fucking I don't know, gills. We'll give you gills. Do you want gills? Yeah, well come on in."
Yeah.
But if the kid is not even born yet, and your dumbass parents are like, give him gills, he needs to swim. He needs to learn how to swim.
You don't know if that's all right.
I don't think that's all right. Because the kid comes out, he's the only one in class as gills. Yeah. Because his dumbass parents decided this is the way to go. Everyone else,
gills.
Everyone else is like, are you kidding me? You know,
I get it.
That's not fair. It's not fair to the kid.
I get what you're saying there.
Because one, it's not natural. He would not have gills if you don't give it to him.
Yeah.
So murky waters.
That's a very good point. But have you heard of the Neuralink that Elon Musk is working on?
No.
It's this implant that supposedly goes in between the two halves of your brain, to where we're supposed to be able to like. Basically psychically talk to each other type shit. Like send data to one another via this chip in your mind.
I'm not down with that.
I think that's a bad idea.
That's a huge bad idea.
I think it's terrible because you could the way.
What if somebody hacks into your brain?
Exactly. What the fuck? Like you can hack anything.
Yeah.
Like
everything.
I feel like somebody would be like, "Ha ha! I got control of Joe," type shit.
And then he's robbing a bank.
Exactly. It'd be that situation that you talked about.
So
where you
scary.
see yourself doing it,
and you don't know. You can't have no control. Oh, that's scary.
But they're working on it. Like he's describing it as like you could read everybody's mind or read each other's mind. Why?
Yeah. Why would you want that?
Why would you agree to that? That's like zero privacy. Like imagine NSA, but
million times stronger.
Exactly.
Like you wake up like, oh, it's a good day to jack off, and now all your neighbors know you're jacking off.
Exactly.
Because why? Because they can read your mind.
Exactly. Well, how would that work?
And then you're like, hey, how you doing, Becky? Oh, that's so great. But the whole time you're like, God damn it, fuck you.
Exactly.
And then Becky's like, ah!
Yes.
It's like, that's not...
Do you want this?
No, I don't.
Why would you want that?
I don't want that. I want to know that she thinks I'm a nice guy with and she has no idea I have perv thoughts.
Exactly.
Now, that being said, there's no chick named Becky at work. I work with nothing but dudes.
But still, that's the way it's described. And I don't understand why people think that's a good idea. Like,
no, that's stupid.
That's the stupidest thing. And I agree totally with the mind hacking shit.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like somebody could just take control of your body. Or at least steal your identity hardcore.
Oh,
like,
dude.
Even worse than now type of shit.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's just a terrible idea. But they're like, oh, we're trying it in pigs already. It's great. Type of shit.
The thing is with Elon Musk...
He's a fucking nutcase. That's the thing.
I think he is. But I think he's just. There's times where I think he thinks in his mind he's doing the right thing,
but he's not. Maybe.
But he's not.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's the guy who creates Skynet.
He's working on it.
He's working on it. You know, so eventually maybe somebody will come along. I mean,
maybe talk some sense into him,
or I think someone's going to assassinate him.
I guess it's
because
possible.
eventually, dude, like he will cross that line.
Somebody,
and if that's
right.
what he's doing right now,
yeah.
he's crossing the line.
Yeah.
And there will be people who will fucking do that crazy shit and take him out. And I do not applaud that.
No,
I do not.
But it just sounds like something that could happen.
But it's very plausible.
Yeah,
it's very plausible.
That is wild. I didn't think of that.
Yeah,
but that's a situation that could happen.
And then what could happen from that could spawn like all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah,
you know, because you know. See, the thing is, like, people don't realize the significance of a life until it's gone.
Yeah,
especially one like Elon Musk or even Joe Rogan. Yeah. You know, like if someone assassinated Joe Rogan for what? For talking?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it could happen though.
Yeah, you're right. It
could
be.
It could trigger a fucking massive thing. It's same with like if someone assassinated Elon Musk, it could trigger a massive crazy.
Yeah.
Even more security than Elon was wanting to have.
Exactly.
It's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying.
I mean, but it's all hypothetical.
It's all
because all that shit isn't definite now. But I just feel like that's a bad idea.
It's not a good idea. I don't think it is.
I don't feel it is.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't do it. Just send people to the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Make flamethrowers.
Maybe go to Mars.
Make some flamethrowers. You know, just
do your Tesla stuff. It's fine.
We don't need it. Like now, I'm all for. Now, what's crazy is I'm all for people who gain their hearing back with those things implanted in their thing,
I'm down with that.
They're tapping into the human brain there.
Exactly.
And they're pretty much cybernetic.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right. It's along the same lines as a robotic arm.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
But I'm down with that because it's enhancing. Yeah. Not just
it's improving.
It's
their
improving.
Life.
Yes. It's giving them something they didn't have.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm down for that.
I'm down for that. This next part is more along the genetics line. Did you know that pigs have very similar genetic makeup as humans?
Yes. I did know that.
Well,
you know how I know that? It's because I read an article that said human cloned with pig DNA. It was pig DNA, pig cloned with human DNA.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was because they claimed it to be a hybrid. It was a hybrid. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I think...
And it happened in China.
You're right. You're talking about the same thing. The reason why they did that was so they could.
It was a chimera. They call it a chimera. When you splice two things together, it's a chimera.
This is why they did it. Remember the clone episode for the clones in the backyard? Those pigs' organs can be transplanted into humans. That's why they did it. So they could get. You know, if somebody needs a liver or a lung or whatever, but they can't find a donor, that's what those pigs would be for. They would use those pigs to harvest the organs to transplant to the people that needed them.
Oh, I know what I... No, I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's the whole purpose, and that's why they did that. Was so people that needed organs could get organs from these pigs instead of people.
That's crazy. Now, wild. What I read... Now, I was sitting there...
This is totally different now, ain't it?
No, it's the same thing. No, it's the same thing. Because what it was is a chimera. And the chimera, like I said a second ago, was a splicing of two different things.
Yeah.
What I remember now was fascinating me was they did a monkey... It was a monkey clone.
Okay.
But it was mixed with pig blood. Mixed with pig DNA. They cloned it... That's how it was. Animals. It was two different animals.
Oh, okay.
So, but it was a monkey.
I think I heard about that as well.
I think I've talked about it once before. But it was a monkey
with pig DNA in it.
Pig DNA. So they cloned it. They took the clone from this monkey over here, and then spliced it with pig DNA to make it another clone of the same fucking monkey. That's what it was. Right. That's what I remember now.
That is just wild, though.
It's the same as as what we just said. It's the exact same thing, but it's just it's fucking bizarre. Like how close, and how you can manipulate like something like you can't even see.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It scared me though. It really
fascinates me because like, the thing is, but it shouldn't scare you, Joe, because you're an atheist. So you don't think that that's it. You know what I mean? It should scare somebody who fears God, right?
No, I don't think it should scare people who fears God. I think it should scare everybody. Because I got a very Terminator vibe from it. What if it's not robots? Maybe it's just genetically altered people.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing also. What if the robots took over and genetically altered humans to put skin over them like a Terminator so they could not be detected as they came in your camp and blew everyone away, you know?
Well, I mean, it sounds like from everything we've talked about, we're well on the way of that.
I think we are.
It sounds like it.
To me, it sounds like the world is fucking nutty. And the sad thing is, like, all these advancements, I don't think it's like they're meant in ill will.
They're not.
I just think it's just there's gonna be ill will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It can be very easily twisted to the negative.
Yes.
They're made for good intentions, but they can be manipulated very badly.
Very badly. And very quickly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I agree with that.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got for tonight.
That's all I got.
So, thanks for joining us tonight here at Drunken to the Sun. Remember to follow us on all the stuff we always tote. Facebook, Instagram,
Spotify, and YouTube. Motherfuckers. So, we're every week, new shit. You know what it is.
Hell
if you subscribe, you know we fucking saturate the fuck out of you. So, peace, y'all.
See ya.
Dun, 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 dun. Thanks for tuning in to Drunk of the Sun. This is Joe and Tom.
Thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody. Like and subscribe.
And thank you all for subscribing and liking from Drunk on the Sun, the podcast about everything and anything under the sun.
So check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and Instagram. We're posting new shit every week.
See ya.